it's gonna take until you speak, baby. 'Cause I can't live my life. Don't wanna be without you here by my side. Shouldn't I realize? Shouldn't I realize? You're the highest of the high. And if you still don't get it, if you don't know, then I say it. So don't ever wonder. Don't ever wonder. You don't ever, ever have to wonder. You don't ever, ever have to wonder. You don't ever, ever have to. Don't ever wonder. Don't ever.
We will be starting in 2 minutes, so please, ladies and gentlemen, find your seats. Starting from the front rows. Thank you.
Good evening. Fellow game developers, colleagues, friends. My name is Aki Järvilehto and I'm co-founder of Metacore. But today I'm here in the role of chairman of Neogames. And from behalf of everyone at Neogames, I want to wish all of you very welcome. We are here because we share passion for the magic of games. For us, game development is more than just a profession. For us, games are more than just entertainment. They are a form of art of the extraordinary, of creating something new, daring explorations into unknown waters. Now, tonight is about recognizing that behind every shipped title, there is a dedicated team. A team that's filled with courage, with determination, with imagination. Tonight is about honoring bravery in facing challenges head-on when trying to create something truly remarkable. So let's embrace this moment. Let us together honor our local heroes tonight. And most of all, let's remember why we fell in love with making games in the first place.
Terve kaikki. Minä olen Joni Lappalainen, Liwlig Games toimitusjohtaja, mutta tänään täällä lavalla Suomen pelinkehittäjät ry:n hallituksen puheenjohtajana. Ja tätä myöten suuri kiitos koko Suomen pelinkehittäjät ry:n puolesta ja meidän jäsenistön puolesta, että olette kaikki täällä. Tänään todellakin meillä on ainutlaatuinen ja erikoinen pelikaala luvassa. Erikoista on ollut, että valtaosa tämän päivän pääpokaalin nominee-ehdokkaista on PC-pelejä. On erikoista se maailman tilanne, missä nämä pelit on shipattu viime vuonna. Mutta on myös erikoista siltä osin, että minun tietojen mukaan meillä on eniten paikalla olijoita kuin yhdessäkään aikaisemmassa Suomen pelikaalassa aikaisemmin. Jotenka otetaan ja juhlitaan tänään meidän luovuutta, tiimejä, jotka on tehnyt näitä pelejä, meidän uppiniskaisuutta näissäkin tilanteissa ja ennen kaikkea tätä yhteisöllisyyttä, mitä meillä täällä on. Now, with a lot of applause, I would like to introduce you guys to our host of the evening, Teemu Haila.
Kiitos. Kiitos. Hyvää iltaa, juhlaväki. Täällä ollaan ja kohta vedetään taas. Och samma på engelska. Welcome to maybe my favorite event of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, friends and colleagues. And also everybody on the stream. We have people tuning in online and in the Shadow Gala. Welcome all. My name is Teemu Haila, co-founder, chief product officer at Metaplay, but more importantly, your host for tonight. And as you just heard, 300 people in the room, and there's some really interesting facts about this audience. So first of all, we have a lot of game developers in the room from all over Finland, and that's always a good time, right? But also, in addition, we've got the universities, we've got the associations, unions, investors, service providers, we've got the politicians, and we've even got people from the public sector here. And that means that this is, I think, the only event in the observable universe that actually gathers together in one room a complete vertical slice of our industry, right? It's, yeah. It's very tightly scoped, but representative of final quality. And all feedback and bug reports you can send to KP or post to social media, FGA25. As they say, if you're having fun and you know it, you should show it and post it. So do that. And of course, that's a transition to a couple of housekeeping notes. As always, as you've already found out, there's a bar in the back and a mingling area. So our runtime tonight is going to be about 1.5 hours, give or take. Let's see how we do. So if you need to stretch your legs, exercise those options. You can find the toilets downstairs. Smoking happens outside. You know the deal. And also, as always, we will be observing the Finnish Games Industry Code of Conduct. So let's make this an enjoyable night for everyone. Starting with showing some appreciation, and that's a cue for applause, for tonight's organizers. So pelinkehittäjät, Yhdistys, Games Developers Association, we've got Neogames, we've got Liwlig, we've got all the IGDF Finland volunteers. That's an applause right there, right? Thank you for pulling this together. And our sponsors, we've got Housemarque at Platinum, we've got Small Giant Games at Gold, and we've got a whole list. 10 Tons, Colossal Order, applause. Fingersoft, Kuasema, Metacore, Next Games, Supercell, Redlinks, and Metaplay. So that's a good list. Thank you, everyone. And it is our tradition to begin these proceedings with opening remarks. And did you know that our very own Finnish games industry is turning 30 years old this year? 30! It's wild! Yeah. So in that context, we had to think long and hard on who's the man for the job for tonight's keynote. We need someone with industry impact beyond his company, beyond his profession. We need someone who's got a unique perspective that only a few people can have across all these years. In fact, we need someone who's been around from the very beginning for all these 30 years. Should have thought about this. Oh, I know. Let's welcome to the stage the CEO of Housemarque, tonight's main sponsor, Ilari Kuittinen.
Good evening everyone. Hyvät juhlavieraat. Why I wasn't informed about this? I'm using Eugene Jarvis' joke here. Honored guests, dear colleagues, people on the street. A warm welcome to this awesome party, Finnish Game Awards 2025. My name is Liwlig, so you heard the studio head, co-founder of Housemarque. And I would say, I think maybe you could say that the Finnish game industry is kind of unofficially turning 30 years this year. The two game studios, my company Housemarque and Remedy, started their operations in 1995, and we are still oldest in the business here in Finland. I think we are still only ones from the 90s. I think nobody can take a time machine and go back there and have a third company there. So I think we are the only two ones coming from the 90s. When Koope asked me to give the speech, I was honored, of course. I kind of have a long history, as Teemu said. To participate in association work, we're kind of in this meeting founding Neogames, and almost 25 years ago, I think, and Finnish Game Developers Association a few years later. And being a chairman of the board of both, maybe more than once. You know, there had to be a rule that, you know, you can't rule more than 4 times in a row. After asking to give me talk, Koope then added that several others couldn't come. And we need to settle for you. And while wondering whether I was even in top 5 on the Koope's list, I started to think what to say earlier this morning. And naturally, I was starting to think from these 3 decades from the historic perspective. As many of you know, I'm a history student dropout. So I need to do something. You know, I studied history, and in 95, I dropped out and started the Housemarque with Harri Tikkanen, with my co-founder. However, the history of Finnish games, computer games development dates back more than 30 years. It dates back a decade earlier, in the 1980s. 2 early pioneers, Jukka Tapaninmäki and Stavros Fasoulas, developed games on Commodore 64 and got them published internationally. These guys were so-called bedroom coders. They did everything by themselves. They coded, they designed, did the art. I think the only thing these guys outsourced was the music. Actually, Stavros did the Ron Hubbard music, if everybody knows who that guy was. I happened to know Stavros 40 years ago as a teenager. And this is certainly the reason why I'm standing here talking to you. Nothing of this could have happened without that. So, let's go back to year 1995. 30 years ago, almost to a date, Finland won its worst Ice Hockey World Championships. Nokia started its rise to be a dominant mobile manufacturer, and Coolio's Gangsta's Paradise was the #1 single for over 2 months at the end of the year. In gaming, a change had started back then already. It's estimated that time that arcade coin-op industry was almost a half of the gaming industry. You know, breaking in revenues through these coin-op machines. Sega Rally, Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Revolution X, Ridge Racer, those were the games. Those were the games that day. Console markets was dominated by Nintendo and Sega. And the PC game business was kind of getting started then. It was still small compared to these other industries. Sony launched their first PlayStation here in Europe late '95. In Finland, things were just getting started. We had 2 companies and maybe a couple dozen people involved in games. I think Housemarque was the first company to actually pay salaries in August, starting in August '95. Regular salaries. We've mostly done it ever since, maybe the couple pauses over the years. But a very proud moment that day, you know. We got our first agreement in June. We got the first money in. We had a massive deal for Alien Incident, developing that for PC. and it was 71,000 pounds British, which is, which is around 200,000 euros of today's money. Other deals followed with the PC. We did the Super Stardust, and as a curiosity, we even got some game development a deal as a part of the Hornet multi-role fighter aircraft counter trade, which helped us to buy some pretty good PCs at the time. Physical distribution was the only way to distribute games, which meant that publisher or whoever would duplicate CDs, put them in the boxes, distribute it to shops. And for that, you mostly needed the publisher. Today, 30 years later, it's a bit different, right? Finland, this year, is very unlikely to win ice hockey world championships. Well, those Swedes may win. Nokia has fallen from the grace, from the glory days. Surprisingly, there's still an official single of Finland's Finnish official single list existing. I don't know how many singles you need to sell in order to be top one. It's very hard to find coin-op machines anywhere else than from Linnanmäki Amusement Park. I think I forgot we don't have the new numbers, but I think there are nearly 300 gaming companies in Finland, making 3 billion plus revenue. Incredible. Thanks to our leading companies. Nearly 4,000 people is being employed, and apparently almost 10% is here tonight. And even more working outside for the Finnish companies, outside of Finland's borders. Game publishing, you can mostly publish just a digital way. It's possible to release your game to the world without any involvement of any publisher. You know, I guess the pretty problem is that to differentiate that with the other 10,000 games released that day. So, I don't know. It's kind of a wonder, how do we get here? So it's 30 years, right? I think when I was thinking about this, I noticed that, of course, Finns love technology, and we're eager to jump in the latest fads and even develop stuff ourselves. For instance, I don't know if you knew, the first telephone was demonstrated here in Finland in 1877, just a year after Alexander Graham Bell was demonstrating that invention. Just 5 years later, in 1882, Finland's first telephone network was established here in Helsinki. We were also keen to have these home computers which started to be available in the 80s and early 90s. I got my Commodore 64 in the mid-80s, for instance. Some people in this room got really interested in the capabilities and what you can do with these machines and played around with it. A demo scene was born, and some of the people started to develop games as well. By the end of 90s, venture capital funding became available here in Finland as well. Many of the companies of the early 2000s were started to be benefiting this new phenomenon that you could get outside funding for your company. Liwlig was born at that time, and Happo Hotel was pioneering their micro-payment business model. New mobile studios were born, like our spin-off, Spring Toys, 2000. Certainly, it was a bit too late for mobile gaming industry, mobile gaming startups, to make a meaningful business in those early days in the 2000s. Of course, Nokia had quite a bit of impact, and they kind of outsourced it and funded quite a few games early 2000. The biggest game back then was Remedy's Max Payne, selling millions of copies in 2001. The first Finnish-made console games are Transworld Snowboarding for the original Xbox in 2002, a year later. It took quite a few years before mobile gaming really started to take off. iPhone, App Store in 2008 started the revolution, And Angry Birds was the first game that really took off here in Finland and went well beyond gaming and did all sort of things like animation movies and, I don't know, licensed cereals and toothpaste and I don't know what else. When it comes to 2010, Finnish games on mobile started to soar. It really be successful and conquer in the world. You know, companies like Supercell, Rovio, Small Giant in the space were kind of taking off like crazy. In the recent years, old-timers like Remedy and Housemarque are still going strong. Our recent games like Alan Wake 2 and Remedy Returnal, have been leading in the number of nominees in one of the most prestigious game award shows in the world. And not just being nominated, we won many prestigious awards. Being such a small country, with a relatively small population, our success is mind-boggling to me. Especially when I've witnessed that thing from, I could say, already from the 80s when I probably was one of the first test players of a Commodore 64 game developed by Stavros. I remember as a kid, you know, as a small kid, you saw these arcade games and, you know, Game & Watch from Nintendo. They were made in faraway lands. There was no idea that you could do these games here in Finland. Oh boy, we proved them wrong. So, how this all happened? I think the most important thing is the people in this room. Passion some people have to do their own thing, make their own mark in this world. In order to make it all happen, you need to have those bright-eyed entrepreneurs, designers, artists, coders, to start their own companies, pursue their own dreams, create something out of nothing. And we are among these people here tonight. Many co-founders being foolish enough to start their own companies, wanted to do their own thing, and many game developers willing to join these fools to pursue the same goals, making the next great game and make a great game studio. We are celebrating the best games of 2024 and people behind the games tonight. Let's keep dreaming and making those awesome games years to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Ilari. And with that, let's roll in with the award show. So we will tonight be giving out awards across 8 categories, like last year. First 4 are from the community, and second 4 are then from the industry. And as a starting point, the first one will be given out by the We Love Games Association. And I think this is important. They are a non-profit that are all about the indie spirit, the accessibility, and the inclusion in the industry, the game development done right? Like we need these people. So instead of me talking about all of this, let's invite to the stage, quoting from last year, the force of nature, chair of We Love Games, Natasha.
Good evening, Helsinki and the world. It's wonderful to be here. And yes, my name is Natasha Skult. I'm the CEO of MyTel, and growing indie team, because indies will save our industry no matter what happens. We know that. We have seen that in the past, and we know it already. And it is my honor to be here on behalf of We Love Games organization to present We Love Games Excellence Award. But for those who don't know what We Love Games is, because we have been growing throughout years, it started as a one-day seminar, and now we have a whole organizing of the Finnish Games Week. And for this year, we have a second edition where we will have, and mark your calendars already, 6th to 10th of October here in Helsinki. We will showcase the excellence of our industry and bring all the experts and amazing people here in Helsinki to collaborate and have more opportunities to make even better things in the future for our devs. That's what it's all about. And speaking of the games, like in these, as you know, this is normal for us. The struggle is kind of normal thing. So therefore, making every game takes so much. We know how it is with even the big budgets and so on, but then with no budgets or with limited resources, but it's all about, with the will, you make it work. And this year, it has been really hard. There have been so many indie games launched. It was over 30 games launched in Finland. Do you know that? Did you notice that? It's amazing. Big congrats to all the indies. And our committee of judges who were working from the industry, which we thank you very much, you are here in the audience today, so thank you for very hard work, because it was really hard to pick top 3. So, with that said, let's see who are the nominees of We Love Games Excellence Award.
Maailman kusinen paikka. Kaikki me teemme hirvehiä asioita.
Mie muista yhdenkin kerran, kun sen isä piti sitä kiinni ja äiti hakkas.
Few more months, guys, and we can enjoy this as well, right? All right. And without further ado, the winner is, let's hear some drumming. And the winner is Finnish Cottage Simulator, Batranela Games. We have a little announcement, meaning that unfortunately developers couldn't come here with us today to be here. However, our wonderful Glorious Wanda will join me to the stage and also deliver the award to you, Vasquilla. Wanda, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Here's the award. Do you want to say something on behalf?
I really shouldn't be holding these, but thank you. I guess. Juha, Veeti, Patrick, this hour is yours. I'm really sorry you couldn't be here, but the least I can do is get some noise out of this crowd to celebrate you. There seems to be some kind of thing that these guys don't want to come out. I guess they're kind of busy developing. But I got your trophies now, so you have to visit Digi and Game Center and come to speak to our event. So that's, a trade-off now. Yeah. But anywho, Jyväskylä is profoundly proud of you. Once again, congrats.
And thank you.
Moving on. Finland is globally known for our amazing developer community. Right? It's one of our main ways to attract talent, foreign people into Finland, and to retain foreign talent and their families in Finland, regardless of what our government may or may not be doing at the time. Stab. But the torchbearer for that community here is obviously the International Game Developers Association Finland, IGDA. And I just looked it up before the show. They organized some 57 events all across Finland last year, and a leadership conference, and are working on a grants program for free. That's no way to do business, you guys. But that is why our next award will be the IGDA Volunteer of the Year Award. So please welcome on stage the chair of IGDA, Kim Kupiainen.
Hello, Helsinki, and the stream, of course. Lovely to see you all, folks. Thank you for the introduction, Teemu. Unfortunately, there has been a mishap. Like, you will know me as Kim Kupiainen for the next 4 months or something, but after that time, I will actually be called Kim Mustalahti because my significant other said yes. Of course, with that announcement out of the way, let's focus on to the meat and potatoes of the show. As you know, the lifeblood of this community is the volunteers and the people putting the time and effort to make sure that we have events, we have people getting together, sharing learnings and collaboration between all the cities from Helsinki all the way to Rovaniemi. Like, put that into perspective. This is why the Finnish community is so awesome. We are able to do this. These people show up early, stay late, and ensure that we have as kick-ass of an event as possible. Now with that, I guess it's time to tell who is the Volunteer of the Year. I would like to have some drum rolling, please. And the Volunteer of the Year is Daria Pokovaya. Congratulations. Do you want to say a few words?
Maybe.
Maybe. You can say a few words, of course. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah. About 3 years ago, I was almost dragged into the IGDA Finland and IGDA Helsinki specifically by the awesome Natasha Skold. And since then, it's been an amazing time. I've gotten so much out of my volunteering time. I've gotten to try out things that I wouldn't be able to before. And I even got to I got to see a lot of offices in Helsinki, which I wouldn't be able to do otherwise. So thank you for that. And I also got to actually create a more comfortable place for people to just talk to each other at our events, and I'm hoping to keep bringing it up. And thank you for the community to actually taking that and running with it. Thank you again.
Thank you, Daria. Beautiful words. I guess we do have a second announcement related to rewards. The thing is that, as Daria, many others before have given thousands of hours of their time to ensure that we have this nice development community in Finland. And there's this one person specifically who seems to kind of continuously exist despite him being really old and still contributing actively to everything we do. So I guess we can announce the category, which is IGDA Finland Lifetime Achievement of the Year. Confusingly enough, of 2025. All right. Hey. How cool is it that we remember our old folks too, right? And with that, I guess we can move on to the partition where we reveal that person. All right, so IGDA Lifetime Award goes to Sir Christopher Hamilton.
Uskomatonta. Maybe I should have gotten a haircut. Very unexpected, but maybe I should have known something was rotten in Denmark when I didn't have to fight to get a ticket for this year. I just want to thank everybody in the community for really being supportive of me and being supportive of the organization. These communities, IGDA Finland, the Finnish Game Jam, We Love Games, you guys are my friends, but you're also my Finnish family. And being here, sometimes it's hard. You know, they say Finns are like a coconut. You have to get through the hard part of the Finn to get to the juicy center of all you lovely people. I'm just really grateful to be part of this. I want to harken back to what Ilari said before. You know, there are a lot of people carrying this IGDA Finland torch. And I'm so proud of Darja, to be honest. When I first came here, well, okay, my first IGDA Finland event, I came when I was still living in Russia, and Samuli Suvohoka introduced me to Vesa. Vesa introduced me to a bunch of people. I needed to write a bunch of blog posts for my company back in Russia, and in one drunken IGDA evening, I had all the material I needed for the whole time that I was here. It was amazing. So I get a job at Rovio, I move here, and then I go to IGDA Finland, and I'm like, all awkward, everybody's speaking Finnish, I drink my free beer, I feel very awkward, and I go home. And that was like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then I was, you know, Jori got on stage and invited us to get more involved, and I got involved as a seminar coordinator. And I've said in other talks, you know, they say that networking is the best way to get a job, and I say that volunteering is the best way to network and becoming part of this community. And, you know, when we started the whole chat corner thing, and Darja took it over and really made a safe place for awkward people like me to really feel welcome, and then to have that recognized by Pocket Gamer and Nordic Game, and to turn it into something very special. These are the awesome people that are really building this community here. And I'm just so happy that we're passing that torch forward to awesome people. But hearkening back to what Ilari said, there were people at the dawn of mobile game development that decided, like, hey, Finland versus the rest of the world, we need to collaborate together, we need to create a culture of sharing. And that is what makes Finland such an amazing place. That is why I'm still here. That is, you guys are just so awesome. Huva Suomi. Finland for the win.
These are yours.
By the way, Leadership Day, Natasha was saying, Finnish Games Week, October 6th. The call for speakers is open. Some of you wonderful people should apply to speak at the event. And we're still looking for sponsors. Hit me up.
Kiitos. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, IGDA. Beautiful words. Moving on to education. Bit 1 is a long-running competition that really is the bridge between students, universities, and companies. It's a competition where people, teams, can come up from any university across Finland, and it all comes down to finals that were held earlier this year with panels of experts from the industry itself. So it's a place where people really get to show what they're made of. And basically, this next award is a big nod from us to them on just how much effort the students are putting in to break into our industry. It is something. So to tell you more about it, about this year's competition, please welcome on stage from Metropolia, Suvi Kiviniemi.
Thank you. It's really an honor to be here tonight to introduce the Student Game of the Year. As Teemu already mentioned, I'm Suvi Kiviniemi. I'm here on behalf of my employer Metropolia and also the Bit1 game competition, which is a national competition for student games specifically, and it has been running since 2018, so for 8 years already. Don't remember how many years we've already given this trophy on this stage, maybe 4, 5, not sure. But anyway, the reason for Bit1 to exist is to highlight and celebrate the hard work, the skills, the creativity of students specifically. Community has been mentioned countless times already tonight, and it will be mentioned many times again, I'm sure. But also Bit1 wouldn't be possible without the community. There's a lot of people working on this. We have an amazing lineup of jury members, mentors, seniors from the industry, judging the games, giving feedback, mentoring the students. We have a lot of local pre-bit organizers, so the kind of preliminaries of Bit1 are organized all around Finland by organizations that volunteer to do that. And well, I also do have to mention my event producer this year, Joanna Linninen, who sadly couldn't make it here. She should have been here to present this prize, but she couldn't. So huge thank you, Joanna. I couldn't have done this without you. Yeah, she deserves that. Yeah, but of course the real star of the Bit1 are the students and their amazing games. And well, I work a lot with the students, and let me tell you, their talent, their creativity, their hard work really is worth celebrating. So let's go on to announce the winner. Can we hear some drums? These are hard to open. But yeah, the winner this year is Team Scavenger with the game Spaceship Scavenger.
Wow, thank you, Suvi, and all of the people behind Bit1. It's a great honor to get to receive this award on behalf of our whole team. It's only 2 of us here today. It was a privilege to compete alongside so many different games from all over Finland. They were all amazing, and we should give praise for their effort and commitment.
And I want to say that without our team play, we wouldn't be here today. Our team was made of passionate individuals who each brought their unique strengths to the table. So I think that what truly pushed us through in the end was our constant communication and collaboration.
We want to thank all of our teammates. So first of all, I want to thank my co-art director, Riku Kastrén, our talented 3D artist, Imre Talaber and Vesa Salomaa, our programmers, Leevi Lehtonen, Jesse Mursu and Arina Vasileva, Aaro Hakala, our sound designer who made music, and also our project lead, who was Henri Ikonen. We couldn't done this game without you. Yeah, thank you.
Pictures, pictures. Nice. Enjoy it. And now, we really can't talk about games development culture without talking about game jamming, right? Keeping the culture of desperate crunching alive for 15 years already. Seriously though, without that baseline culture of game development, we don't have anything. It is the heartbeat of why we are here. It is the interest that keeps us going. And all of that does not happen by itself. So that is why our next award will be the Finnish Game Jam organization's Champion of the Year. So please welcome on stage from the Finnish Games Jam Association's Jenna Toivonen.
Hello, and good evening everyone here in the audience and also in the stream. Hopefully you all are doing amazing today. At least you all look amazing. My name is Jenna Toivonen and I'm the Vice President of the Finnish Game Jam Association. I'm standing here today with the great honor of handing out the Champion of the Year award. The Finnish Game Jam has been organizing game jams and jam-related events for years, bringing like-minded game jam enthusiasts together to make games, friends, and memories. However, we are not the only ones here in Finland who are organizing game jams, and that's super awesome. That's how it's supposed to be. As an association, we have taken it as our goal to look beyond our own desks and expand our reach to better support game jam organizers with our knowledge and resources and feature game jams external to us on our platforms to help even the smallest of game jams reach their audiences. This year, we want to give our recognition to an individual who has been actively and persistently organizing game jams and shaping the Finnish game jam scene with a fresh and tasty new jam, or should I rather say, juice. Mehu Jam is a 48-hour creative expression challenge that is hosted on the first weekend of every month. Mehu means juice in Finnish, and just like juice can have many flavors, your creations can really be anything. The Mehu Jam made its debut in 2024 and has since gathered a growing community around it, with new participants joining every month. Each Mehu Jam is unique with its ever-changing flavors, or themes, that are suggested every month by the participants. The person behind the Mehu Jam is a passionate and innovative individual who is not afraid to break the boundaries of creativity and make games with whatever they might find. They took part in establishing a monthly online game jam and creative expression format that a year and 13 completed Mehu Jams later is still persistently running with a growing community. All thanks to this individual's efforts as the main organizer and their enthusiasm in bringing people together. Without further ado, the Champion of the Year 2024 award goes to Ali Irdiren.
So hello. One fateful November morning, or actually evening, we started a weird tradition with Mehu Jam because we were like, there aren't enough game jams happening around the year, so maybe we should just do something about it. And thankfully, I was not the only one interested in this idea. We had the lovely community, and on the first Mehu Jam, actually, Jenna was one of the participants, and we made a pretty cool game. Yeah, since then, there's been quite many of them going around, and I would love to thank the community, the awesome community that has kind of spawned around Mehu Jam, shown interest, repeatedly shown up, and just made amazing creations, not just games, but calendars, like art, everything. And it's been awesome. Thank you. As a last remark, I would like to say, play Isopotasy on Steam.
Perfect. Snap such. Good stuff. And hey, we made it to the halfway mark of the show. It's time for a bit of an intermission, and we could get some hustle and bustle going up on the stage as well. Because it's now time to take a bit of a breather, let our cooldowns reset. And we've got something to help you out with this, actually. Because games are culture. And the most powerful medium of culture, in my opinion, is music. Music can take us to places, and it can even make a strong Finnish man shed one stoic single tear of stoic pride. It's magic. And tonight, we actually have a friend who we've met before that I've been looking forward to for a while, because we will be getting in a live set from the Games Music Collective. Yes. Well, let's give a moment for the people to set up and enjoy the show.
Let's play big because we need to grab the attention. Big style. Big style. Big world style.
Good evening. Good evening, ladies and Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Cannot hear my own voice, but now it's there. Good evening, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. It's time for some Game Music Collective Cello Quartet. What a monster that name is, but so is this ensemble as well. We opened the set with Squat Busters, with it was Salla Hakkola's composition, and now we will go a little bit back in time and play Oblivion, Reign of the Septims from Elder Scrolls by Jeremy Soule. Thank you. And as the cottage season is about to kick off, so we will play from Finnish Cottage Simulation. Mankila, composed by Waves.
Thank you, thank you. Then Iron Danger by Ilmari Hakkola. Thank you. And before the last piece, I want to introduce this gang. On the right flank, attacking, we have representing Holland and Finland and a fresh member of the Lahti Symphony, Fransien Paananen. Next, from the Helsinki Philharmonic Orchestra, Saara Särkimäki. Then, straight from Brazil, the master of Bossa Nova, Bruno Lima. And my name is Jaani Helander. I'm a do-it-yourself cellist and composer. And all these fantastic arrangements for cello quartet were made by the invincible, irreplaceable, and irresistible Markus Kärki. He's embarrassed now. All right, last piece is Zelda by Koji Kondo. Have a great evening.
Come on, once more. Give us a good one. Game Music Collective. How cool is it that not only do we have our own music in the industry, but we get to hear it live like this. So now, ladies and gentlemen, please start to make your way towards your seats, because our evening will continue with the main awards. So feeling fresh, decks reset. On the back, please quiet down your volume a little bit so we can hear. As Suvi just said, nyt olisi aika tulla istumaan sieltä, tai vähentäkää volyymia. Kumpikin käy. The show will go on because our next award, our first industry award of the evening, will be announced soon, because before that, I actually get a fair amount of questions on just exactly what kind of a shadowy cabal of ludography and cardinals ends up deciding on the winners of these. Like, who pulls the strings? And I just want to make it really clear that I'm willing to accept any number of bribes on this. Private jets, high quality timber, just like surprise me. But unfortunately, it won't help, because these awards are decided on by you guys. It's a community vote, which also incidentally means that these are not some kind of a trailing business KPI of some game's success. These are a token of peer recognition and appreciation from the rest of the development community. And while it really isn't a competition, and we're not here for the awards, but if there was a leaderboard across all these years, Housemarque would be leading it at the moment. So, just saying. But also, in the spirit of appreciation, did you catch the news that actually Pelaajalehti is winding down this month? After 268 published magazines. Honestly, I just think it's amazing that we've had so many print medias dedicated to gaming in such a small country as ours so far. And of course, the story does continue with Pelitlehti. But I would like to propose, if you join me, exactly 3 claps as a salute, 3 sotilaallista, to Pelaajalehti and all their staff across the years. So ready? Nice. Respect. But the world moves on, and so do we. Because our first industry award of the day will be the Rookie of the Year. Because it really is a good idea for you to found that gaming startup of yours. Said absolutely no one ever. And this award is for those individuals, the rebels, the troublemakers, who decide to climb that particular hill regardless of any parental advice. So, to talk you through the award, please invite on stage from the Games Association, Jussi Ultima and Elina Arponen. Come on up.
Great to be here. So yes, my name is Elina Arponen. I'm the CEO and co-founder of QuickSave Interactive. This is my second startup, so you could say I've been rookie twice. I was also the chair of the Pelinkehittäjät ry, but that is almost 10 years ago now.
And I'm Jussi Ultima. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Saibatsu. That's the only company I founded 11 years ago, so maybe... Well, I don't think myself as a rookie because my mom stopped asking when I will get a real job just a few years back, so it should be all right. And I'm currently a member of the board at Pelinkehittäjät ry.
Yes. And so for this award, Rookie is a company that was founded less than 2 years ago. And every company and a person starts as a rookie, and we salute the courage for the people who do so. And sometimes the most robust companies are born in difficult times.
Yeah, and it goes without saying that it's 2025, there's been a lot of turmoil in the industry. A lot of companies, big and small, are pivoting, even suffering, changing what they do. But still, we can be proud that a lot of new companies are being founded and a lot of new brave entrepreneurs are born. And with all that passion, they build new greatness.
Yes. But let's look at who's going to win this thing. And the winner is
Hunky Games.
All right, I haven't prepared for this, but yeah, for the mom, this was an accident. It was not meant to be a commercial product, but
Sledders! I want to thank our team, Andreas, Arttu, and Ashley. We are doing a great job. And we keep on shredding on Sledders.
And thank you for the IGDA community, really. This company wouldn't exist without drinking beer and talking about game development.
Yeah, IGDA!
You're smiling now. In for a ride. Well, seriously, fantastic to have new startups in the industry. And actually, now, we will move on to my favorite award of the evening. Because in a world where it's completely reasonable to walk in the footsteps of other men, it takes something special to keep pushing for change, on top of all the other crap you have to pull off every single day. So sometimes, just sometimes, an individual comes along that has a completely outsized impact into our industry, into our ecosystem, and sometimes even our society. And that's why, next up, it is time for the Power Player of the Year award. And this award, please welcome again on stage from pelinkehittäjät, Marina Hallikainen and Daniel Rantala to give it out.
Hei vaan. Taas mä oon täällä.
Who are you, hey?
Niinpä.
It might be confusing who's who here.
Exactly. Which one is Daniel and which one is Marina? Moi kaikille. Mä olen Marina Hallikainen, Colossal Orderin toimitusjohtaja ja myöskin mä oon vähän pettynyt, että sä et sanonut sitä. Mä oon siis Suomen pelinkehittäjien, mikä se oli? Emeriitta. Kuulostaa hyvin tämmöiseltä prestigious.
Yes, my name is Daniel Fisher and I'm the vice chair of Suomen pelinkehittäjät ry. And this truly is the bold and the beautiful of Suomen pelinkehittäjät over here. So.
Well, thank you. I'm the bold one. Power Player of the Year. Pelit tehdään tiimeissä. Me tarvitaan monenlaisia osaajia, mutta me tarvitaan myös primusmoottoreita, visionäärejä, ihmisiä, jotka kannustaa muita tekemään paremmin, niitä, jotka mahdollistaa. Tämän palkinnon saaja ei ole vain TV:stä tuttu, vaan älyttömän hieno esikuva meille kaikille. Vai mitä sanot, Daniel?
Yes, I fully agree. And when looking at the past times, it's not all been fun and games. Last year, many unfortunate events have also occurred in the gaming industry, but it's not all gloom and doom, so to say. Success has also been found, some smaller, some bigger, and this next award is testimony to one of those successes. And you could call it also a glimpse of the good times. This is a personal award, but we want the people around this person to also feel pride in receiving it, because in many, if not most cases, making games is also a team effort, whether the team is small, big, or even company-sized. But without further ado, this year's Power Player Award goes to a person who repeatedly has called himself the least powerful. The award goes to Ilkka Paananen!
Thank you very much. It sort of feels a bit weird to be recognized after the Rookie Award. This is where you start to feel a bit old, but maybe next year. No, seriously speaking, thank you very much. It means a lot to me, but I think you nailed it. So I mean, all games actually are made by teams, and in my case, I haven't made any of our games, and none of them were my ideas. So actually, there should be hundreds of other people here, talking to you guys from this stage, and I just feel incredibly lucky and privileged to have had the opportunity to work with all of these amazing people, like since I kind of started in the industry like 25 years ago. Feels like a long time. I also I feel that all of us actually here in this room can be super proud of what we've achieved. I remember when we started again 25 years ago, we used to have these gatherings of Finnish game developers, and the scene was so small that they could pretty easily fit everybody to around one table or one pub or that type of thing. And but what really was amazing, even from those early days, was this spirit of collaboration and cooperation. Everybody was asking each other that, hey, how can I help you? And I think the amazing thing is that, despite all the success that we've had as an industry, I feel that spirit still lives very, very strongly in all of us. And I honestly believe that is probably the most important reason why the industry has been so successful. And look at what we've all together, what we've achieved. In 25 years, our industry clearly is one of these kind of economic pillars of our country. We employ thousands of people, we pay a lot of tax money, we attract a lot of top talent from abroad to Finland, and probably most importantly, I've always felt that Finns are pretty proud whenever they're going to see a hit game coming from our country. Starting from Max Payne and Angry Birds, but there's so many games that I don't want to start a very long list. But I do think it also, at least I felt that it means a lot to this country and also our identity. And people are just proud that the games that are being produced by all of us here actually do very well globally. So thank you again. It's been a real honor, real privilege to be part of the industry for such a long time. Thank you for all the help. Thank you for all the support that I and Viv gotten over the years. It means a lot. Thank you.
Starting to feel like an episode of Raha Suomi over here.
Excellent. Thank you, Ilkka, for making the rest of us look pretty bad year after year. And now, more games. So, because somewhere next to the demo scene, games are the only medium that consistently blows my mind, right? With the creativity and just with the raw, you did what? Why? It's amazing. Creativity. So business, yeah, it might bring food to the table, but art is forever. And tonight, we will be giving out, yet again, awards to the intimate and personal or the bombastic spectacle, because it's time for some good old Finnish weirdness with the Creative Achievement of the Year award. So again, from Pelin kehittäjät, please welcome on stage Tuomas Roininen and Miikka Lyytikäinen. Come on up.
Hello, I'm Tuomas Roininen. I'm the vice chairman of Expa Game Business Cooperative and one of the members of Finnish Game Developers Association.
Hello, mä puhunkin suomeksi, eli mä käännän mitä Tuomas sanoo suunnilleen sinne päin. Eli mä oon Miikka Lyytikäinen, Alivein toimari ja entinen Suomen pelinkehittäjien puheenjohtaja.
There's a very thin, fine line being genius and very crazy person. Being an extremely creative person is being in the industry. So all you hive mind in this room and all the way the eyes in the stream, you are the power of game industry being super creative, doing the things that no one else has been done, being the power to do something that has not been taught enough. So this is for you.
Lyhyt käännös, ei ole pakko olla hullu tehdäkseen pelejä, mutta kyllä se auttaa jonkun verran.
It helps.
Yes. Muistetaan, että kaikki pelit on luovan työn tulosta ja luovien ihmisten työn tulosta, joten meitä varmaan kaikki kiinnostaa, että kuka voittaa tänään.
The winner is Sensory Pools.
Okay, thank you. And thank you to the team.
Come on, one more round. Creative Achievement of the Year. Can you feel that? The rain has stopped. The music went all quiet. what looks like a point of no return in the level design. And are those health packs and ammo refills in the corner? I think it's time for a boss fight. So guys, this is it. It's time for the big one. Because many games enter, but at the end of the day, there can only be one Finnish Game of the Year. And here we go. So welcome up on stage from pelinkehittäjät, Joni and Jani.
Sounded like a power duo. Hello, you beautiful people. I am so happy about you, every one of you. The call went out for votes, and you responded. You did not vote on the best game to play while watching Netflix. You did not vote for the best game in which to turn on ray tracing to view the reflections of the particles on the ocean. No. You voted on one thing only. Is it a good game? And we, the board of the Finnish Game Industry, in our infinite wisdom and ultimate humility and modesty, heard you guys. It means you were voting for just the Finnish Game of the Year. Not the small screen, not the large screen, but just, is it a good game?
And before we go further, let's see the nominees from that vote.
Nominee.
Mutta koska minä ja Jani tykätään olla lavalla vähän enemmän kuin muut, niin me jaetaan palkinnot 3 parhaalle, eniten äänestetylle suomalaiselle pelille. And because me and Jani, we like to be so much on stage, we're gonna give the awards for the 3 most voted Finnish games. And to start off with, Jani.
In the 3rd place, Supercell Squad Busters!
Thanks, everybody. It's been an up and down ride on Squad Busters, and you know it's not easy to make games. Sometimes you go out with the biggest intentions, and it doesn't quite work out like you want, and you have to change and pivot, and that's what we're doing now on Squad. And I think it's amazing to have the support of the Finnish games industry to be able to take risks on games like this and see what happens.
Rob pyysi mua kertoa suomeksi vitsin. En kerro.
I didn't get the memo on the dress code either, so I apologize.
Kiitos.
And next, for the 3rd place, yes, indeed, there is a tie for the 3rd place. We got a little bit of more screen time here, huh? Tied for 3rd place is... Ranela Games Finnish Cottage Simulator.
I guess I just won the most awards claimed per 0 nominations. But seriously speaking, I think everything that needed to be said was already said in the first speech. Just Juha, Veeti, Patrick, understand that you're basically here on the same stage with Supercell. And because I'm out of words, I'm just gonna quote Ilari from his keynote. You guys created something out of nothing. Congrats! Jyväskylä freaking rocks!
And now, in 3rd place, you voted, this is on you. It is, hey, it is Fingersoft Lego Hill Climb Adventures.
to cheat a little bit. I'm accepting this honor on behalf of the development team, being part of it. We only have a small part of it here. The extended fingers of the family also here. Some other people in the audience there. To me, this belongs to the development team in both Oulu and in Helsinki. I truly wish you were here. I think that this is all their hard work and effort. Really proud of what we've achieved, and this game has been a true long labor of love, and it feels nice to be recognized, and it feels nice to be among so many great third place games. Exactly. Let's hear it for the third place. Of course, thank you to everyone else in the Fingersoft. This is like a big group effort. It's not only the development team, it's all the support, having the company behind you. Also, big thanks to Lego for being a great partner and trusting and supporting us with our wild ideas. And like they say, only the best is good enough. So maybe third place is still okay. So thank you so much. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And now, on second place, it is Makia Games with Super Moves!
All right. I promise to keep this short. I love you guys so much. Thank you, the entire industry. Oh my God, what a year. Oh my God. This goes to the entire development team, I think, like the entire Makia Games team, all, 22, 24 of you. I love you guys so much. Look, I'll just tell you a very short story. 2008, that Toika, that was in a foster care home at 14 years old. The only thing that kept me going was I wanted to make video games. Now it's been, please do not count, 18 years. I'm here today. Man, that kid would be proud of me today. I'm so proud. Amazing. Thank you so much.
Kaiken tämän parrasvalon ja näiden palkintojen jakamisen jälkeen jää vain yksi ainoa kysymys. Mikä on vuoden paras peli? What is the Finnish Game of the Year? Worthy of that prize? If I can get the envelope. The Finnish Game of the Year 2024 is Backstay Mainframe Industries.
sorry, I had to get emotional this moment. So no speech prepared. So the nominees, and obviously there's a group of amazing games that were nominated this year. Because the Finnish Game Industry, we keep pumping these like really cool games out every single year. And so what we did, we founded the company 6 years ago, and we decided that we're going to enter the MMO space. And when there were talks earlier mentioning about how long the Finnish games industry has been, and the MMO space obviously is being dominated by these games that were literally still live operated as services built in the 90s. So we're talking about trying to enter a space with hugely long-lived services and dominated by games such as World of Warcraft that's literally seen multiple billions be put in the development budget. So being able to put together what we did on a tiny budget compared to what the games that we're competing against has obviously been, again, kind of feel the repeating of previous talkers, all according to, due to having an amazing, talented, dedicated team that's been able to put together something way beyond what we expected 6 years ago. So if there's somebody to give an applause to, please give a round of applause to the team that's been able to put together this amazing feat. Thank you.
Come on, you can do better than that. These people build an MMO, Game of the Year! And sadly, our night is approaching its end, but while I have you guys here as a captive audience, which is my type of an audience, I want to tell you about my favorite conspiracy. So, in 2014, December, it emerged in Reddit that Finland is in fact a fake country invented by Japan and Russia in collaboration after the Cold War to mask their illegal fishing fleets that roam this supposed landmass where it's supposed to be. And obviously this later on turned out to be a great boon for the Japanese tech giants like Nokia. But if you think about it, in moderation, this makes all of us game developing pirates, roaming the seas of international games business, fighting against the bourgeoisie, finding our own way to success. And I think that really shows in tonight's winners. I mean, check out the spread that we've had. We had so many different examples of what a great game can look like and what a great game team can look like. That range is insane. We're able to make both global hits to a mass market audience, as well as this deeply niche cultural things that really tell stories that nobody else can. Our industry is at the same time the most profitable industry in Finland. As in parallel, the main exporter of Finnish culture globally at the same time. This is intense at the time when making games and succeeding with games is about as difficult as it's ever been. I think this is what resilience and sisu looks like in games development, and I am here for it. Yeah. And even though our show here is coming to an end, the night will continue. I hear there may or may not be some unofficial after parties, tietäjät tietää. But thank you for everybody who joined us on stream and obviously everybody who joined us on site. And before we go, I do have one more favor to ask from all of you. And this one is personal. So please join me in one final round of applause, groundbreaking, heaven-trembling applause for all of tonight's winners. Let's go! All of the winners, all of the nominees, all of the people who made today possible, the organizers, the sponsors. In fact, congrats to every single one who's toiled away making games this last year. All the universities, all the communities, all the associations, all the volunteers and individuals who continue to make our industry what it is. This one is for you. We appreciate what you do. Keep it up. And as the old Finnish proverb goes, it does take a village to fish a game. And with that, it's time for me to bow out. Enjoy your evening. Thank you for coming.